जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
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 यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरवनचारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी।
यमुना तीरवनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
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 यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरवनचारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी।
यमुना तीरवनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम
कुंज बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम
हरे राम
राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे
राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Thank you and welcome everyone for the Wednesday spiritual discussion. We'll begin our discussion. Today's topic is the real currency of life. There's a lot of discussion going on around the world for demonetization. So we'll see what's the real value of the things in life and different lessons that we could take. An intelligent person always takes some lessons out of any event and then makes their life more enriching. So we'll begin with the blessings of all the previous acharyas. I first of all would like to thank the temple management for giving me opportunity to be able to share Krishna Katha today. So let's begin. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Shahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavaneva Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, we know recently in India there was a like 500 rupees and 1000 rupee notes was banned, and there's a lot of chaos going on. It's done for various reasons. We know that. So, but this also changed the perspective of the people in the thinking. Now everybody is questioning. The first question, what are some of the questions do you think that people have in their mind right now? Why it is banned? That is one question. What other things people are thinking right now?
People are saying that I don't have any black money and why should I be suffering and standing in the queue?
Right. So that's another question. So there is some common people are okay. Any other thing they might be thinking now?
What about like even the new note 2000 can get closed anytime, or
Right.
like 500 new one, who knows, like many
Exactly. So basically people are questioning what they have. Doesn't look like what I have is real. Suddenly it looks like when they are questioning, do I have something real valuable? I think that's the first question coming to their mind. So they are fearing. So far, people were counting on that very thing. In a moment, in overnight, it became worthless. It's like a bunch of paper. Whether it's a real or fake, that's a different question. But even if it's a real note, if it is not encashed before 30th, or even right now, nothing can be done unless you go to the bank and exchange. So people are questioning. Suddenly, it's as if like people are waking up from a dream, or they are questioning their very existence. The question is, what I have, is that something real, or is going to evaporate? Actually, we see that this is a repeating pattern actually. And one time somebody was telling that one time dollar or something lost their value. So people were then taking the bucket or matka that was more valuable than the note that they had. So we can see that how it is very kind of imitation thing that we are living on, right? That something, suddenly the question comes, can this plastic card, which is called credit card or debit card, can it really give a value of thousands of dollars? It may or may not. It just depends on one switch somewhere. It can become completely worthless. So some people are thinking maybe the gold is the real value, and it is most likely. Because gold, you can go and still do some transaction now. But the notes are useless, right? And also land, wealth. So suddenly people have started thinking in a different way. So far it was all some numbers, digits, some papers. So we can see that there is suddenly feels like that we are living on some imitation things. Plastic, some papers. So actually in Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, he also emphasizes a similar point. And that sloka I would like to read, and that is text 15, chapter 8, 8.15. So before I go there, actually, there was one time one person was saying that there is a, there is a, like we play kettle drum and all, right? So that one sounds like dhan 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 dhana dhan. So even a dead matter was sounding like dhan. It is telling the wealth. So kettle drum, if you beat dhan dhan dhan. So how much a person would be thinking about money if a dead matter can think, right? So practically you can see our whole day becomes absorbed in thinking about money or earning money or saving money, something to do with money or discussing our future about money. So we become chinta for money. Chinta means we are absorbed in the thought. So we are missing the real chintamani in our life, which is we'll see, Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita and Vaishnava Acharyas gives in several songs, what is the real chintamani? What is the real wealth that we should be aspiring? What is the real currency through which we'll do the transaction in our life? So that's what we'll be exploring slowly through the pages of Bhagavad Gita and different songs. So this 8.15, let us read together. Mamupetta punarjanma dukkhalayam asasvatam napnubanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. Translation. After attaining me, the great souls who are the yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So Krishna is telling a couple of things here. One is, this world is temporary. So we can jump to rags to riches or riches to rags. Both ways are possible. And it did happen for many, many people. So one thing is the nature of the temporary things. Why it is important for us is, if we know these descriptions given by the Lord, then we'll know what to really focus on in life. Because Krishna does slowly reveals what is the real thing that we should be aspiring for. So one is temporary, another is miserable. So if you are constantly counting on this, then it is inevitable that we will be broken-hearted. Because the nature of this world is temporary and it is dukkhalam. I think let's read the... okay. One second. Let's read the translation, purport. Would you like to read the purport, please?
Since this temporary material world is full of the miseries of birth, old age, disease and death, naturally he who achieves the highest perfection and attains the supreme planet Krishna Lok, Golok Vrindavan, does not wish to return. The supreme planet is described in Vedic literature as Avyakt and Akshar and Parama Gati. In other words, that planet is beyond our material vision and it is inexplicable, but it is the highest goal, the destination for the Mahatmas, great souls. The Mahatmas receives transcendental messages from the realized devotees and thus gradually develop devotional service in Krishna consciousness and become so absorbed in transcendental service that they no longer desire elevation to any of the material planets, nor do they even want to be transferred to any spiritual planet. They only want Krishna and Krishna's association and nothing else. That is the highest perfection of life. This verse specifically mentions the personalist devotee of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. These devotees in Krishna consciousness achieve the highest perfection of life. In other words, they are the supreme souls.
So here if we see Srila Prabhupada very nicely, first we saw the symptoms. of this world, this Dukkhalam and Asashvatam. But here Prabhupada is giving that yes, we do have a solution, and the solution is to return to the spiritual world or to connect ourselves while we may be busy in a lot of activities. But we should not forget that we need to transcend this, and this is like a temporary place, and everything is temporary here. So we should be investing on something transcendental, at least to some portion of our whole time, so that we have something eternal to carry on with us. So that is why he is describing, yes, there is a spiritual world and the characteristics of that little bit Srila Prabhupada is describing here, so that we can wake up and we can really think, yes, there is something beyond also. And one Vaishnava saint, that's why he has sang. In fact, this was Srila Prabhupada's one of the favorite song also. Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gongainu Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaino Golokero Premadhana Hari Nama Sankirtana. So, Ratina Janmila Kenatai. So, the translation is, O Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained a human birth, and not having worshipped Radha and Krishna. I have knowingly drunk poison. The treasure of divine love, Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana. So you can see here, Golokera Premadhan Harinam Sankirtan. So this song is comes in Prarthana by Narottam Das Thakur. So Narottam Das Thakur is telling what is the real wealth. The real wealth is Golokera Premadhan. Dhan means wealth. So the real wealth in life is Golok. Harinam Sankirtan is the real wealth. And what is the characteristic of Harinam Sankirtan? It is Golokera Premadhan. But because we are so materially absorbed, so we have not much appreciation for that. But Narottam Das Thakur is reminding us that this is the real wealth. If you have to aspire for wealth, yeah, we have to do what we have to do. But we should also keep in mind Krishna's caution here that it is temporary. Any moment, it can just evaporate, and then we'll wonder what's happened. But that's the nature. So Narottam Das Thakur is telling, Golokera Premadhan Harinam Sankirtan. And Ratina Janmila Kenatai. I developed no rati, no taste for it. So we should pray, we should beg to the Lord that let my mind be attracted to this real wealth, which is Harinam Sankirtan, Golokera Premadhan. So that is our aspiration. And also we'll see what some of the people have said, both in saintly people as well as the thoughtful people, what they have said about the wealth. So one of the saints here said that whether we have everything or nothing, if we simply have devotion, we actually have everything. So that is something to be considered, especially in today's context. So suddenly people may have everything or they may have nothing. But if we simply have devotion, whether we have everything or nothing, we actually have everything. Right? That's really something worth noting it. Also, money is a type of wealth, but greater wealth than money is knowledge. Right? Because knowledge cannot be taken away like money can be taken away. And also, how wealthy a person is can be understood by how many things he possesses that money cannot buy. Can money buy peace? Can money buy happiness? No. So that's why we see a lot of people who might have a lot of money, but they're committing suicide. They have money. If money can buy happiness, then why people are constantly frustrated? And many people who commit suicide, they have a lot of wealth, but still they are not happy. They are constantly frustrated. They are empty inside. So we have to aim to possess something that money cannot buy. Peace, happiness, satisfaction, right? Those are the real wealths in life. Also, Albert Einstein has said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Because success and failure is very relative. It can come and go. The same person can tell you are nothing today and tomorrow they may glorify. It's happening with a lot of people. We saw recently in India, in a very big corporate, the CEO was sacked. Just a few years back, the CEO was recruited because he was of the highest merit. And today he was sacked because he was told that you are underperforming. So, success and failure are very relative. So, let's be a person of some value. Right? That will be the real wealth in our life. That said by Albert Einstein. It's something that we can ponder on. Also, Bob Marley has said that the greatness of a man is not how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively. Also, Socrates has said, he is richest who is content with the least. For content is the wealth of nature. So if we are happy, satisfied, then that's the real wealth we have, which nobody can take away. Right? So once what happened is, Sanatana Goswami, the great sage, he was on the bank of river Jamuna doing his meditation on the holy name of the Lord. As you know, Sanatana Goswami was one of the most wealthiest person. We can't even think about his wealth. When he retired, he had 2 boats full of gold coin. Most of us may not even have seen a gold coin. But he has 2 boats full of gold coin. So, and he was the Prime Minister. So he gave up all that to meditate on Lord Hari and his holy name. So he was meditating, and one person, he was a devotee of Lord Shiva. So he was meditating. So he wanted wealth. So Lord Shiva told him that you go and meet Sanatana Goswami, and he has a Parashmani, the Chintamani, which if you touch anywhere, it will be turned to gold. So he went to Sanatana Goswami very next day. Yes, I have got what I wanted. So he went to Sanatana Goswami asking that, Lord Shiva has said that you have Chintamani, the Parashmani, which can turn. Well, yes, I have. Can I have that? Would you please give me donation? That one, I really want it. Whatever you want, I'll give you. So this person gave, and Sanatana Goswami point out somewhere in the dust, it is just lying there with some leaves and all around. So he very wonderfully takes it, touches something, turns into gold, very happy, is completely satisfied, goes home, sleeps. But that night he gets a question in his mind. My God, why that such a valuable thing is lying on the dust? So that means this person has something more valuable, so that it is lying on the dust. I have to get that one. So he comes back next morning. My dear sage, I have a question. Why did you keep that Parashmani in the dirt in such a neglectful way? Ideally, we keep anything valuable in our locker, anywhere. So then Sanatana Goswami said, he asked, do you have something more valuable? That is why you kept it like that there? Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I do have more valuable. Can you please give me that? I want that. Then Sanatana Goswami said, yeah, I am ready to give you, but there is one precondition. To have that wealth, you have to first give up this wealth. Otherwise, you will not be able to get that wealth. You will not be able to inherit that wealth. So this person, he was very confident because he saw two proofs, right? That he came and he saw. So he does, okay, that's fine. I'm ready to do whatever you say. So Sanatana said, please then throw this in the Yamuna river. This person throws that in the Yamuna river, and then Sanatana Goswami gives him the holy name of the Lord. The significance of that is that as long as we have too much passion, too much attachment, then we will not be able to appreciate the holy name actually. This does not mean that we have to give up everything. It does not say that. What you have to give up is the false conception, the false attachment, the false idea that my 500 rupee note is going to save me. That idea we need to give up. Real wealth is not the note. Real wealth is not our bank balance. Real wealth is not our car. Real wealth is not our house. The real wealth is this Golokero Prema Dhana Hari Nama Sankirtana. That's what we have to inherit. And to inherit that, we need to give up this false conception. Otherwise, you will not be able to appreciate that. That's why Lord Chaitanya also sang in a similar lines. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishvare bhavatad bhaktir ahetukitvai. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I don't want wealth, the temporary wealth of this world. Na janam, I don't want followers. That means fame, adoration. Everybody will glorify me. I don't want that. Na sundarim, I don't want to attract the opposite sex. Kavitamba jagadisa kamaye mama janmani janmani sare bhavatad bhakti rahitu kitvai. This is my only goal, bhavatad bhakti. So unless we seriously ponder on ourselves that, my dear Lord, I really don't want. Because of our conditioning for life after life, we may be attached to that. But if we pray to the Lord, if we at least have set that goal, that I'll aspire for this real goal in life, then the Lord will help us to overcome that attachment. And there are also examples in the pages of Ramayana, Mahabharata. We have like Ravan, who wanted to forcefully enjoy Sita, right? Ravan wanted to enjoy Sita forcefully. But what happened? That Sita became the cause of his destruction. Similarly, a passionate man of today's world, today it is advertised, you have to be passionate. Okay? So what happened is, today's man running after money, that becomes the cause of the person's destruction and frustration. Because we cannot separately enjoy Sita. We have to glorify Lord Ram. Then only Sita will be happy. Same with Lakshmi Narayan. We can be after Lakshmi. I want Lakshmi, I want wealth. We can say Dhanam Dehi, Janam Dehi, Dehi, right? But Mahaprabhu is saying, Na Dhanam, Na Janam. Exactly the opposite. In fact, those who want Lakshmi, Lakshmi does not come to them. She's Chanchala. Those who don't aspire and they appreciate their husband, Narayan, Lakshmi tastes there. That is the secret to be wealthy actually. Right? So, we should try to be like Hanuman, who brought Sita back to Ram. Right? So that's the real wealth, that we should aspire for. Gaurangera duti pada jar dhana sampada je chayai jagat jurai. Gauranger dutipad, jar dhan sampad. That is the wealth. The lotus feet of Lord Gauranga. That is the true wealth. Jar dhan sampad. So we'll see how there is a beautiful song. Dhanamara Nityananda. So first we'll try to read the translation of that. So Prabhu, if you could bring up that. Dhanamara Nityananda. Yeah, let's read the translation straight. Lord Nityananda is my wealth. Lord Gaurachandra is my master. The youthful divine couple is my life. Advaita Acharya is my strength. Gadadhar is my family. Narahari Sarkar is my glory. The dust of the devotee's lotus feet is my bathing water. The chanting of the devotee's names is my satisfaction. Considering the merit of all Vedic literature in the light of the devotional service, I have concluded that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the best of all scriptures. My mind is firmly convinced of the spiritual benefit obtained by eating the remnants of foodstuffs left by the devotees. The names of the devotees are my happiness. The land of Vrindavan is the enclosure within which I keep my mind. Poor-hearted Narottam Das speaks in this way. This is what Narottam Das Thakur is great-hearted. But here, this is how he is teaching us. This is what we should be praying. So let's meditate on this song with full heart. Let's sing this song.
Dhanamura Nityananda Pati Mura Gaurachandra Pranamura Yugala Kishora Dhanamura Nityananda Pati Mura Gaurachandra Advaita Acharya Bala Gadadhara Murakula Narahari Vilasai Mora Advaita Acharya Bala Gadadhara Murakula Nityananda Pati Mura Gaurachandra Prana Mura Yugala Kishora Nityananda Pati Mura Gaurachandra Kishora Vaishnavira Padaduli Tahi Mora Snanakeli Tarpan Mora Vaishnavira Nama करिया मने भक्ति रस आस्वादने मध्यस्थ श्री भागवत पुराण विचार करिया मने भक्ति रस आस्वादने मध्यस्थ श्री भागवत पुराण धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर वैष्णवेर उच्छिष्ट ताहे मोरा मन निष्ठा वैष्णवेर नमिते उल्लास
वैष्णवेरा उच्छिष्टा
ताहे मोरा मन निष्ठा वैष्णवेर नमिते उल्लास वृंदावन चबूतरा ताहे मोरा मन घेरा काहे दीना नरोत्तम दास वृंदावने चबूतरा ताहे मोरा मन घेरा काहे दीना धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरचंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर
प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर
प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर
So this is the real wealth. Dhana Mora Nityananda. Nityananda's lotus feet. Pati Mora Gaurachanda. Lord Gauranga's lotus feet. That's the real wealth. We can see how many wealths they have mentioned, Narottam Das Thakur here. Vaishnavara Uchishta, the remnants, the dust of the lotus feet of a devotee. That's the real wealth. Right? And what Krishna promises? That if we acquire this wealth, it cannot be demonetized. This wealth is eternal. What is the sloka in Bhagavad Gita that mentions this? Krishna gives a guarantee, and that guarantee is respected all over the universe. So, this is told in Bhagavad Gita 2.40. Neha vikramanasasti pratyabhaya navidvate swalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Let's read the translation. In this endeavor There is no loss or diminution. And a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Isn't it today people are undergoing a lot of fear? Fear of what? Everywhere there is a fear. The whole world is driven by fear. Right? Why people go to job? Fear of losing the job. That's why they go. Why people take food? Fear of becoming hungry. Right? So everywhere, the whole world is driven by fear. But what Krishna is telling? And the highest fear is, of course, death. Losing everything. You almost become non-existence. Because so far we are counting a person who has not thought about a higher perspective of life. For him, whatever he has, that is everything and anything, right? So when death comes, practically he loses his existence. Because so far, what that person was identifying with, all of it is going. The bank balance is going. Recently, one person died. He had 1 crore in his bank balance. 1 crore. Can he reclaim now after next birth somewhere, I don't know what. But can he reclaim? No, right? It becomes valueless. That person had a wonderful house. Can he come and reclaim? No. So you see, this endeavor has loss. Like one moment you can lose everything. But Krishna is telling, in this endeavor, even if you do little bit, little advancement, you are not going to lose anything. Right? So let's read the purport as well. Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect. Even though not finished, the performer of such work is therefore not at loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent result. So that the next beginning is from the point of 2%, whereas in material activity, without a 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamila performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end was 100% by the grace of the Lord. There is a nice verse in this connection in Srimad Bhagavatam. If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activity perfectly? Or as Christians say, what profiteth a man if he gains the whole world, yet suffers the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and their results end with the body. But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness, even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahman or in a rich aristocratic family that will give one further chance of elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is a very loving father. He is giving us all these formulas. Now first he said, we saw that it is temporary. Next he says, this is the solution. That work for me, Krishna consciousness, loving devotional service. So that will give us the permanent credit in our life, right? And so I'll just pause for 1 minute. Just anybody has any comments or questions at this stage? Okay, we'll, yeah. Sure.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Especially in the purport, I like that how even 1% done, you start from the next life after 1%. So it gives us encouragement for our own life that we can deposit as much as possible and there is no fake it's going to be happening.
Correct.
And also we can help other people in their journey to start in whatever way possible, maybe starting with holy name or maybe just appreciating the holy name or giving a book or something.
Wonderful, wonderful. We should also help other people in this endeavor. Any other comments?
Some wealth is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Some wealth is needed, definitely. We have to do. See, Arjuna, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he did not give up. Whereas we can see Drona, he gave up when his son died, right? Here Arjuna, even after his son Abhimanyu died. See, Krishna's protection here, somebody may question. Abhimanyu died, did Krishna not protect? He could have protected, right? But the thing is that Krishna does not interfere in the small nitty-gritties of how the material world functions, how the material nature functions. So a devotee does not mean that he is not going to work and Krishna is going to supply. It's not. He has to go through. But here protection means the faith. Abhimanyu died a glorious death. He was fully convinced that this is how I can serve Krishna, by giving up my life for the cause of serving him. And that he hold truth. That's the glory. That's the protection of that faith. That's the protection of Krishna. Right? So, yes, and we should help others. Because we see sooner or later, all of us are going to lose everything. Are we convinced about that?
Yes.
Before or at the time of death, we did not come with anything. We didn't have any bank balance, not even a cloth. We are going to go like that. Sooner or later. It's just a couple of years, right? You know what happened when Prabhupada, he had a business, but in the business there was a heavy loss. And suddenly he lost everything. And that time, Prabhupada laughed very loudly. And he recited a verse, which we should all remember and hold very dear to our heart. Because the same thing may happen to all of us. It's going to happen, not may. It's just going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So this verse will give us faith. And we can see Krishna's hand. The miracle really is to see Krishna's hand in everything in our life and take some inspiration from that. So this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.88.8. It's a very, very famous verse. And we should all by heart this verse. And we should all remember this verse. We should recite it again and again so that our conviction increases. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yasyaham Anugrinami Harisse Tadhanam Sanai Tata Dhanam Tyajyate Asya Tajante Asya Swajana Dukkha Dukkhitam. The personality of Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. So here, the chapter here is Lord Shiva saved from Bikasura. So basically here Parikshit Maharaj is very intelligently questioning that we can see demigods, their worshipper are benefited, and whereas sometimes the Hari's worshipper has to undergo a lot of difficulty. Even Bhishma Dev, he said, Pandavas In their house, Krishna was going every day, and they have to undergo all this. See, Prahlad Maharaj, he suffers. He does not suffer, but he has to undergo with lot of difficulty. Right? He does not suffer because he is always remembering Krishna. Hiranyakasipu is actually suffering, although he has everything. But he is constantly in anxiety. So happiness is a very relative thing, right? Money cannot buy us happiness. So you can see, even Duryodhan, Sakuni and Dhritarashtra, they could not sleep, although they were in the kingdom, royal palace. So happiness, whereas Pandavas, they are having really wonderful time with all the saints. So happiness, we should not equalize with money. Right? So let's read the purport. It's a very important purport, and yeah, I think each one of us can maybe a couple of paragraphs. Prabhuji, you want to start one paragraph?
Devotees of the Supreme Lord experience both happiness and distress, not as consequences of material work, but as incidental effect of their loving reciprocation with the Lord. Srila Rupa Goswami in Sri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, his definitive treatise on the process of devotional service, explains how a Vaishnava is relieved of all karmic reactions, including those that have not yet begun to manifest, aprarabdha, those that are just about to manifest, kut, those that are barely manifesting, bija, and those that have manifest fully, prarabdha. As a lotus gradually loses its many petals, so a person who takes shelter of devotional service has all his karmic reactions destroyed.
That devotional service to Lord Krishna eradicates all karmic reactions is confirmed in this passage of Gopal Tapani Shruti, Purva 15. Bhakti rasya bhajanam tad iham mutropadi nairasyena mushmin mana kalpanam etad eva naishkarmyam. Devotional service is the process of worshipping the Supreme Lord. It consists of fixing the mind upon Him by becoming disinterested in all material designations, both in this life and in the next. It results in the dissolution of all karma. While it is certainly true that those who practice devotional service remain in material bodies and apparently material situations for some time, this is simply an expression of the inconceivable mercy of the Lord, who bestows the fruits of devotion only when it has become pure. In every stage of devotion, however, the Lord watches over his devotee and sees the gradual elimination of his karma. Thus, despite the fact that the happiness and distress devotees experience resemble ordinary karmic reactions, they are in fact given by the Lord himself. As Bhagavatam 10.87.40 states, Bhavat Utta Shubha Shubhayo, a mature devotee recognizes the superficially good and bad conditions he encounters as signs of the direct guidance of his ever well-wishing Lord.
But if the Lord is so compassionate to his devotees, why does he expose them to special suffering? This is answered by an analogy. A very affectionate father takes the responsibility of restricting his children's play and making them go to school. He knows that this is a genuine expression of his love for them, even if the children fail to understand. Similarly, the Supreme Lord Vishnu is mercifully strict with all his dependents, not only with immature devotees struggling to become qualified. Even perfect saints like Prahlad, Dhruva, Yudhishthir were subjected to great tribulations, all for their glorification. After the battle of Kurukshetra, Sri Bhishma Dev described to King Yudhishthir his wonder at this.
Oh, how wonderful is the influence of inevitable time. It is irreversible. Otherwise, how can there be reverses in the presence of King Yudhishthir, the son of the demigod controlling religion? Bhima, the great fighter with a club, the great bowman Arjuna, with his mighty weapon Gandiva, and above all the Lord, the direct well-wisher of the Pandavas. O King, no one can know the plan of the Lord, Shri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they were bewildered. Bhagavad Gita 1.9.15.16. Although Vaishnavas' happiness and distress are felt as pleasure and pain, just like ordinary karmic reactions, they are different in a significant sense. Material happiness and distress arising from karma leave a subtle residue, the seed of future entanglement. Such enjoyment and suffering tend towards degradation and increase the danger of falling into hellish oblivion. Happiness and distress generated from the Supreme Lord's desire, however, leave no trace after their immediate purpose has been served. Moreover, the Vaishnava who enjoys such reciprocation with the Lord is in no danger of falling down into nescience. As Yamaraj, the Lord of Death and the Judge of all departed souls, declares, My dear servants,
please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongues to chant the holy name and qualities of Krishna, whose heart do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties toward Vishnu, which are the only duties in human life. Please bring me all such fools and rascals. Bhagavad Gita 6.3-9.
The beloved devotees of the Lord do not regard a very troubled... Do not regard as very troublesome the suffering he imposes on them. Indeed, they find that in the end it gives rise to unlimited pleasure, just as stinging ointment applied by a physician cures his patient's infected eye. In addition, suffering helps protect the confidentiality of devotional service by discouraging intrusions by the faithless, and it also increases the eagerness with which devotees call upon the Lord to appear. If the devotees of Lord Vishnu were complacently happy all the time, he would never have a reason to appear in the world as Krishna, Ramachandra, Narasimha, and so on, as Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita 4.8. To deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants as well as to establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium, and without the Lord showing himself on earth in his original form of Krishna and in the form of various incarnations, his faithful servants in this world would have no opportunity to enjoy his Rasa Leela and other pastimes. Paritharanaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsatmanartha sambhavami yuge vige.
Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti here counters a possible objection. What fault would there be in the gods incarnating for some other reason than deliver saintly persons from suffering? The learned Acharya responds, Yes, my dear brother, this makes good sense, but you are not an expert in understanding spiritual moods. Please listen. It is at night that sunrise becomes attractive. During the hot summer, that cold water gives comfort, and during the cold winter months, that warm water is pleasing. Lamplight appears attractive in the darkness, not in the glaring light of the day, and when one is distressed by hunger, food tastes especially good. In other words, to strengthen his devotees' mood of dependence on him and longing for him, the Lord arranges for his devotees to go through some suffering. And when he appears in order to deliver them, their gratitude and transcendental pleasure are boundless.
So this is a very beautiful, sloka that can give a lot of hope to us. So basically, Krishna's protection is always there for all of us. Whether we have wealth or don't have wealth, whether we have life or we are dying, in all situations, Krishna as a loving father always protects us. And we can see that protection if we just turn towards him, just like in this verse, it's saying. Because in this world, the nature of the world, as Krishna was telling, is temporary. There's a beautiful song, Bhaja Hore Mana Sri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Bindare. Ekটু পরে 2 মিনিট পরে Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Tala Mala Bhaja Ho Hari Pada Nitire. Kamala Dala Jala, the leaf of a lotus. If you put a drop of water, what happens? It slips anytime. Jivana Talamala, life is like that. But that's the reality in a very simple song. It's revealing. And we saw how Narottam Das Thakur was telling the real wealth. What's the real wealth? The holy name, the service to Krishna. There's a beautiful sloka. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddha Nitya Mukta Abhinnat Nama Namina. The holy name of Krishna is transcendentally blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. So Nama Chinta Mani, the holy name, is nothing but Radha and Krishna. They are right there in the holy name. And it is a Chintamani, touchstone. What it does? It makes our heart beautiful. It's all the misgivings in the heart goes away. All the dirt in the heart is cleaned. And it becomes a temple of the Lord. Just if we can touch this holy name, then our life will be successful. This is the Chintamani. This is the real wealth. But we need to have faith. And we should avoid offenses. So, there's a beautiful slok actually by Bhaktivinoda Thakur that there is a good news for us. That this holy name is given by Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Lord Nityananda Prabhu gives. And that song is Bar Sukher Khabar Gai, Bar Sukher Khabar Gai, Surabhi Kunjete Namer Hat Kulche, Khod Nitai, Khod Nitai, Bar Majar Katha Tai, Bar Majar Katha Tai, Shraddha Mulle Shuddha Naam, Se Hatete Bikai. Shraddha Mulle, what is the price? Lord Nityananda is giving free without saying any qualification of us. But what's the little price we need to give? Shraddha Mulle Shuddha Naam, Se Hatete Bikai. Shraddha Mulle, Shraddha means faith, Mulle means the price. If we just have that faith, that yes, this is the essence. We put faith in everything, right? We put faith in so many train tickets, flight tickets. Who has seen currencies, so many theories, this, that. If we put little faith on this, Shraddha Mulle Shuddha Nam, the pure name, Sei Hatete Bikai. So Lord Nityananda is giving for us. He is the supreme deliverer. And there is another beautiful song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Dayal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachre Amar Man, Nachre Amar Man, Nachre Amar Man. Dayal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachre Amar Man, Aman Dayal to nai hai, Dayal to nai hai, Mar khe prem daye, Dayal to nai hai. Aparadha dure jabe, pabe premodhan. Ore aparadha dure jabe, pabe premodhan. aparad dure jabe. When shall we stop? We cannot appreciate because we are offending the holy name, the devotees. We have a very offensive mentality. Because that's the original root sin, why we fell from the spiritual world to here in the material world. We are offensive on Krishna, we are offensive on the holy name, we are envious of Krishna. Why he is enjoying? Why that blue boy? Why not me? This is where we can think ourselves as master. So, aparad, we should pray to Krishna, we should beg to Radharani, we should beg to Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu that please, this is what I want. I don't want na dhanam, na janam. I don't want anything. I don't want fame, followers. Please make my heart soft so that I can avoid these offenses. And only then, pabe premadhan. What is the premadhan? That is the holy name. We will have appreciation for the holy name of the Lord. Pabe premadhan. So that is what should be our real aspiration. That's our real wealth. Right? And we are going to sing two beautiful bhajans now on the same context. One is Bhajahure Mana Shri Nanda Nandana. But first we'll read the translation. So it tells that what we should be aspiring for, that Shri Nanda Nandana, the my dear mind, Bhajahure Mana, the mind is cheating us, right, staying with us. It convincing us that there is something more important than the holy name. So my dear mind, please, Shri Nanda Nandana, please worship the Nandanandan Krishna. Abhaya Charanara Bindare. So, and it also tells that Jivana Talamala, the life is very temporary. Everything in life is also temporary. Life itself is temporary and everything in life is also temporary. So that's one song. And another song is very sweet song written by Billamal Mangal Thakur, Chora Astakam. So in this world, who all can take away things from us? What all things, how we can lose different things? Can you tell a few? Have we lost, any of us lost anything in life? How did we lose? Who all? Huh? Others can take. It can be relative, it can be some friend or anybody, right? Thieves can take away things. Natural calamities, death. There are so many ways we can lose. So many thieves are there who can take away our things. But Krishna is is the supreme most thief. If we surrender to him, he doesn't take away these petty things. He takes away our suffering. So Billamangal Thakur wrote that beautiful poem. His Chora Astakam, 8 verses he wrote, glorifying Lord as supreme thief. He takes away inauspiciousness from our life. It's all glorious to surrender to such a supreme well-wisher. So first we'll read this, one translation at a time, and then we'll sing the verse. So first the Bhajahure Mana, if you can please bring that up. Is that Bhajahure Mana? Yeah, right. So let's read the translation and then we'll sing that song, and after that Chora Astakam, and then we'll conclude. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly man. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, son, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus portal, petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 process of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord's one's very self. This song is written by Govinda Das Kaviraj.
भजहो रे माना श्रीनन्द नन्दना अभय चरणार वृन्द रे भजहु रे मना श्रीनन्दनन्दना भय चरणार वृन्द रे भजहु रे मना श्रीनन्दनन्दना भय चरणार वृन्द रे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे
दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे
दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे
दुर्लभ मानव
जन्म सत्संगे तरह भव सिंधु रे तरह भव सिंधु रे भजहु रे मना श्रीनन्दनन्दना भय चरणार वृन्द रे
भजहु रे मना श्रीनन्दनन्दना
अभय चरणार वृन्द रे सीता तप बात वरिषण इति न जमिनी जागिरे
सीतया तप
बात वरिषण इति न जमिनी जागिरे सीता तप बात वरिषण इति न जमिनी जागिरे
सीतया तप बात
वरिषण इति न जमिनी जागिरे विफल से बिनु कृपन दुराजना
विफल से बिनु कृपन दुराजना
विफल से बिनु कृपन दुराजना
विफल से बिनु
कृपन दुराजना चपल सुखल भला गिरे चपल
सुखल भला गिरे
भजहु रे मना श्रीनन्दनन्दना भय चरणार वृन्द रे भजहु रे मना श्रीनन्दनन्दना भय चरणार वृन्द रे ए धन यौवन पुत्र परिजना इथे की आछे परती तीरे
हे धन जौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे आछे परती
हे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे की आछे परती तीरे
हे धन जौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे आछे परती
कमल दल जल जीवन टलमला
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 भजहु हरि पदानि तीरे
भज हरि पदानि
भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदना भय चरनारविंद रे
भज रे मन
श्री नंदनंदना भय चरनारविंद रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदना पाद सेवन दास्य रे
श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन सेवन दास्य रे
श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदना पाद सेवन दास्य रे
श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन ताद सेवन दास्य रे
पूजन सखी जनात्मनिवेदना
पूजन सखी जनात्मनिवेदना
पूजन सखी जनात्मनिवेदना
पूजन सखी जनात्मनिवेदना
गोविंद दासाय विलास रे
गोविंद दासाय विलास
भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदना भय चरनारविंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदना भय चरनारविंद रे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे
दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे
दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे
दुर्लभ मानव
जन्म सत्संगे तरह भव सिंधु रे
तरह बाबा सिंधु रे
भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदना भय चरनारविंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदना भय
चरनारविंद रे
भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदना अभय चरनार वृंद रे.
So it's a wonderful song. These simple, wonderful songs reveal to us, these are the keys to spiritual world. They reveal to us the secrets in our life, the real wealth. So we should all pray that let's aspire for this real wealth, which is worshipping the lotus feet of Abhay Srinanda Nandana, right? And chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we should beg and plead to Radha and Krishna that please give me this wealth. This is the wealth that I want. But just like Sanatana Goswami's story that we saw, to achieve this wealth, we slowly, that automatically will happen. That we have to give up the false conception that I am the master, I am here to enjoy. So we have to beg, because it does not go easily. It's so deep-rooted in our heart. Because life after life we are conditioned to think like that. So we should beg and pray that, my dear Lord, please give me this real wealth so that I can appreciate the holy name. I can hold that dear to my heart. I can worship the lotus feet of Srinanda Nandan. And now we'll read the Chora Astakam, the translation. But just to summarize, so this will be the last song in today's, and we'll conclude with that. Just to summarize what we discussed so far, one is we discussed the demonetization that happened in India, and we saw that how people were questioning the fake versus real, the imitation versus the real thing. And it also exposes that it's temporary and you can lose at any moment. We have to have the real value, right? That's what we saw. And then we saw how Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita that it is temporary, dukkhalam and asasvatam. Krishna also draws a parallel there. And then we saw that, but Krishna assures that there is something higher, and that's the holy name, the spiritual world, right? And in this endeavor there is no loss, and even if we little bit endeavor, it is permanent, to our permanent credit. And that is something eternal wealth, bank balance. We also saw different Acharya's songs, very wonderful songs, how we should have faith on this. Shraddha Mulya Suddhanam. This highest wealth Lord Nityananda is giving. But we need to have faith. Shraddha Mulya. If we just have that little faith, then we'll get it. And Barashukher Khabar Bhai, that there's a good news that Lord Nityananda is giving. But aparadha, we have to avoid the offenses to Lord, to His devotees, to anybody else also. And we should pray and beg to Radha and Krishna that please give me this wealth of this holy name. Please give me this wealth of gratitude. Please give me this wealth of Srinadapi Sunichana, able to respect others. This is the real wealth. We also saw several quotations how the real wealthy person is one who possesses the things that money cannot buy. That's the real wealth. And money cannot buy gratitude, money cannot buy peace, money cannot buy happiness. That's the real wealth. Nobody can take away that. And we also saw how Albert Einstein was saying, don't try to become a man of success, because it's very relative. But become a man of value. So Socrates also saying that he is the richest who is content with the least. Right? We saw that. And then we saw in the pages of Bhagavatam how Krishna is telling that it's my special mercy if somebody has lost wealth or somebody is undergoing difficulty, that is my special mercy on him, so that he can remember me. We saw the lives of Pandavas, the Prahlad Maharaj, but it's up to Krishna actually, because we also have Prataprudra Maharaj who is very wealthy. So it's up to Krishna, whatever he wants to give. But what we really aspire for is this real wealth of loving him, the real wealth of having appreciation for the holy name, the Chintamani. And we also saw that one day or other that we have to lose everything. We discussed stories of Sanatana Goswami, how there was a person who came and he found Parasmani lying in the dirt. So then Sanatana Goswami, that person came back next day and asked him, do you have something higher? He said, yes. But for that you have to first give up that Parasmani, so you three and Jamuna. So that means that we have to give up our attachment. It's not that, it does not mean that we should be stop going to our work. That's not the understanding. Why? Because we saw Arjuna after reading Bhagavad Gita, he was working hard as a person, but he continued. He did it as a service to Krishna. So we have to change the perspective. We don't have to leave the activity, but we have to leave our false attachment and proprietorship and controller mentality. And then we also saw that one day or other we are going to lose everything, sooner or later. Everything. Literally everything will lose. Right? At the time of death, everything will be taken away. But Krishna is such a wonderful person. So we discuss many thieves who can take away our wealth, this, that. But Krishna is also thief. But he's a special thief who steals away the inauspiciousness, the dirt from our heart. So we should aspire to surrender our life to the Lord, to the holy name. The holy name is not different from Lord. So every day we should chant, we should take shelter of Krishna's holy name, which is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That is the Chintamani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And thank you very much for coming. Any mistake that has happened, that's mine. And I beg your forgiveness. Anything good that I copied from the previous acharyas and the great devotees. So let's sing that Chaura Ashtakam translation and then we'll sing that beautiful song by Billamangal Thakur. Yeah. The font, if you can increase a little bit. Size. The size, you can go to the desktop and increase the percentage. Yeah. Yeah. More. Yep. Okay. Let's read the translation and then. Okay, maybe I'll read the translation because it's, and we can. Okay, I'll read the translation for you. Is it going to be too small for you? That's fine. You can focus the slokas. I'll read the translation. Just make the slokas big. Yeah, slokas make it big. Translation I'll read. So this is written by Billamangal Thakur. I offer pranam to that foremost of thieves, who is famous in Braja as the butter thief, and he who steals the gopis' clothes, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sins which have accrued over many lifetimes. I offer pranam to the foremost of thieves, who steals Srimati Radhika's heart, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his lotus feet. He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggars. Ah, such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard of in all the three worlds. Mere utterance of his name purges one of a mountain of sins. Such an astonishingly wonderful thief I have never seen or heard anywhere. O thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my devotion. You may cut the terrible noose of Yamaraj. You sever the dreadful noose of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage. But you are unable to cut the knot fastened by your own loving devotees. O stiller of my everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the terrible darkness of my ignorance. And there for a very long time you will remain, receiving appropriate punishment for your crime of thievery. O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion remaining forever tight, will continue to reside in the prison house of my heart, because I will not release you for millions of aeons. The Ashtaka is recited in the poetic meter. Upajati. Okay, let's meditate on this wonderful song. Oh, more.
Yeah, we need the font size bigger.
Some more, Prabhu. One more. Yeah, good.
व्रजे प्रसीदं नवनीतचोरं गोपङ्गनानां च दुकुलचोरम्
व्रजे प्रसीदं नवनीतचोरं गोपङ्गनां च दुकुलचोरम्
अनेकजन्मार्जित पापचोरं चोरग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि
जन्मार्चित पापचोरं
चोरग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि श्रीराधिकाय हृदयस्य चोरं नवाम्बुदश्यामलकान्तिचोरम्
श्रीराधिकारिदयश्च चोरं नवाम्बुदश्यामलकान्तिचोरम्
पदाश्रितानां च समस्तचोरं चोरग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि दाश्रितानां च
समस्तचोरं
चोरग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि आकिञ्चनीकृत्य पदं या करोति भिक्षुं पथिगेहहीनाम्
अकिञ्चनाकृत
पदाश्रितं या करोति भिक्षुं पथिगेहहीनं केनापि न चोरयिदृक् दृष्टतश्रुतवना जगत्रयेऽपि विशन चोरयिदृक् दृष्टतश्रुतवना जगत्रयेऽपि यदि अनामापि हरिअशेषं गिरिपरशरणपि पापराशिन् यदि अनामापि हरति अशेषं गिरिपरशरण पापराशिन् आश्चर्यरूपननुचौरयिदृक् दृष्टतश्रुतवनामाय कदपि आश्चर्यरूपननुचौरयिदृक् दृष्टतश्रुतवनामाय कदपि धनं च जनं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हित्वा मामासव एव अनं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हित्वा मम सर्वमेव पलसै कुत्र धृतद्यचोरा त्वं भक्तिदाम्नासि माया निरुद्धा पलसै धृतद्यचोरा त्वं भक्तिदाम्नासि माया निरुद्धा चितसि घोरं यमापाशबन्धं विन्दसि भीमं भवपाशबन्धं चिन्नसि घोरं यमापाशबन्धं विनसि भीमं भज पापबन्धं चिनसि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवत्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धं निन्नसि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवत्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धं मन मनसतमसराशि घोरे करगृहे दुःखाये निबन्ध मन्मनसे तमसराशि घोरे करगृहे दुःखमाये निबन्ध लभ्य सहे चौरहरे चिराय स्वचौरदोषितमेव दण्डं लभ्य सहे चौरहरे चिराय स्वचौरदोषितमेव दण्डम् कराग्रहे वससदहृदय मदीये मद्भक्तिपाशदृढबन्धना निश्चला सा त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटि शतान्तरेऽपि स्य चोरहृदय नहि मोक्षयामि.
Thank you very much. And now we'll have a Artik ceremony of the Lord. And we just have 2 minutes. Thank you very much. So let's keep our asanas back and let's get ready for the